Hello, powerful one. Welcome to this edition of Inner Growth to Sezwa Elimihe. If you are one of those people who believe that your desires are not fulfilled, that however it goes, they don't get fulfilled or they don't get fulfilled the way you want them, well, then this video is for you. What are we talking about in this video? We are talking about the trap of desire. Is desire truly a trap? Well, when desire wears up in a human being, it provides two possibilities. One is euphoria, the second one is apathy. Both of them have a path that leads to them. You pick one. There's the path of gratitude and appreciation, which takes you up energetically, and there's the path of neediness and complaint, which takes you down energetically. The side you choose works for you, because the overriding factor here is a law which states that the expectation of the righteous shall not be cut short. Wow, did I say expectation? Yes, because there is a relationship between desire and the human life, and that relationship is called expectation. What is it all about? It is a product of your past experiences. If you have been living a life in which everything you desire come to pass as you want them to come to pass, you will have a positive expectation which builds up your positive volition. If you be living a life in which most of your desires are not coming to pass, or even when they come to pass, they don't come to pass the way you want them, then you will have a negative expectation. In this video, we are going to deal with desires and expectations, how to match them. It's so simple. Watch this video, comment, like, share, and please, we love it when you share good things with your friends and loved ones. Don't be the only one to benefit from this thing, because every good thing you give to others comes back to you in multiple fold. Let's do this. I am Osezwa Anthony Elimihe. You know me. I am in the game of helping you grow from inside out. That is the drill. Is your desire an opportunity for you to really suffer, knowing that somehow when you are faced with a desire, with something to solve, something to actualize, you are most likely to come across a roadblock, and therefore desires no longer serve you, they rather give you problems, they give you a heartache. You have come to that place in life where it is becoming increasingly difficult to get your desire through. Some even avoid desires completely. They just see it as one of those things they can only enjoy in a state of fantasy, in a state of daydreaming. It's not something that they can actually bring into reality in the real sense of the word. If you are that person, congratulations, this video is for you. I am going to tell you in this video why it is increasingly difficult for you to manifest your desires, and how you can change that and make it an easy thing to do. One of my most powerful spiritual mentors, Sant Kirpan Singh Ji Maharaj, is quoted to have said that God with desire is man, and man without desire is God. That's a very profound statement. If you look that to what the Lord Buddha is said to have also said about desire, that it is the source of all the problems of a human being, begin to get a clear picture. But what clear picture do you get? That human beings should not have desires? Can you really do without desire? Isn't desire the basis of your creation? Is the basis of your creativity the basis of your life? So is desire a bad thing? No. So what is the challenge? Well, when you have a desire, two possibilities exist. Don't forget the idea of polarity. So when something happens, something else follows it. Like our people will say that when what will kill a human being comes at the person, what will also save that human being follows a foot. All the human being needs to do is to not give up, to just stay focused and be committed to their goal. The result happens. Let me explain this here. The human being is energy. Energy can neither be destroyed nor created, but energy evolves and expresses. How does energy express itself? It's either at the highest level, which is euphoria, joyfulness, totally carried away by bliss. Then on the lowest level, you have apathy. You have depression, you have apathy, which is the lowest expression of energy. What do I call it? It is dark and deadly. It is that state of unaliveness. Nobody wants to be there. Between apathy and bliss or euphoria, there are other levels of energy expression. What makes the human energy to move between apathy and euphoria is quite simple. Desire. Desire. Once a desire happens, when a desire is born in a human mind, what then happens is that the possibility of euphoria and the possibility of apathy is also born at the same time. What leads to euphoria and what leads to apathy? The road to euphoria and bliss is gratitude and positive appreciation, while the route to apathy, depression, is neediness, complaint, and of course, anxiety. Will it happen? Will it not happen? What is the difference? The difference is that when a positively minded human being conceives a desire, instead of placing a demand on these desires, they place a command. Now, what is the difference between command and demand? Demand is an expression of neediness. I want, I want, I want. If you watch my last video on the principles of affirmation, you understand that commands are not something that are voiced. A command is an energy expression. You have to be in a state in which your frequency is so high that your vibration command positive things. All you need to do is think about them and they materialize. Imagine a room full of ministers and suddenly the king comes out of an inner room. What do you think the ministers will be doing? They'll be standing to attention. They'll be ready to receive an instruction. The minister that is responsible for the activities that the king performs when he wakes in the morning rises to action and takes charge of that moment. The king doesn't need to say anything because every minister knows their duties towards the king and they rise to that occasion. What I want you to make your life into is the life of the king. You don't have to ask for things to have them because all things are yours by spiritual laws. Everything you think you are missing, they're already on your inside. They are within you. Therefore, all you need to do is to match the energy of that state of receipt, and then you get them. This is where we go again. You may have watched a lot of videos, read a couple of books where it is said that the reason you are not getting the things you need is because you are not matching the frequency of the things you need. My friend, there are two things also involved here. There is the energy of the things you desire, which is the object of your desire. And then there is the energy, the frequency of the outcome of having that desire. In my other video where I talked about what do you really need, I try to answer these questions. What exactly is the thing you need? Is it not the feeling that follows having these things? Because all these things that you are looking for, they are what I refer to as objects of desire. That's what they are. They are like the means to an end. The end is you being fulfilled. It's you being euphoric. It's you being joyful, being blissful, being satisfied. So the energy you should be matching is not the energy of the objects. You want to live the life of a millionaire. When you start tying your pleasures to the physical manifestation of the life of a millionaire or of a billionaire, you are going to encounter a major roadblock. Question will be, how do I get all these things? That is what we push you into external exertions that will enslave you. When you see the cars of the millionaire or the billionaire, you see the houses of the billionaire, you are now going to ask yourself, how do I get here? If you match the frequency of those things, they will depress you. You know why? Because all of them are matter. They are subject to wear and tear and decay. They are lifeless. Why? Because they pull energy from living entities like you to have relevance, to have presence and power. Their frequency is material, is earth, is low, is base. If you match that frequency, you are going to be dragged down to that level. When you come to the level of the objects of desires, they will leave you because you no longer have the power. You are not like them because things on the same frequency compete. So you don't need the frequency of the things you want. What do you do instead? You match the frequency of the outcome of having those things. That is it. That is, instead of staying in a state of I need this thing, I want to have this thing, which is the frequency of the object of desire, is to live in the state of I have it and I am grateful for it. That is why Christ said, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that you have received it and ye shall have it. When you pray, believe, What does that mean? You pray for something that you have not got. He said, and believe that you have received it. And if you do not doubt, then you have got it. What does that mean? Two things involved there. First of all is the prayer itself. If I believe that I have got something, do I need to ask for it again? The answer is actually no. So what do I do if I am making a demand for something I know I have got? What is the right demand? Is to say thank you. So gratitude is the prayer. If you watch each time Christ prayed, for example, when he came into contact with the dead body of Lazarus, watch his prayers. It was gratitude before he issued a command. If you watch when he needed to feed the multitude, he gave thanks and then broke the bread and said, share it to them, made them sit in groups and share it. Never placed a demand. So this idea of you praying and asking and asking and asking, I command that it really doesn't work. And if it works for you, my friend, be scared, because you have just enlisted the services of a desperate entity to serve you. And that entity will come for payback when you least expect it, and you will pay. But as human, your energy should work for you. You should occupy the frequency of your humanity by not tying your energy to the things you need. Tie that energy to the outcomes of having those things. The outcome is always gratitude. That's why I said the road to apathy is complaints and neediness. This putting yourself in a state of needing something puts you in a state of perpetually needing that thing, because it reduces your frequency. But you to get to that state of having got that thing, you have to be in a state of gratitude, a state of positive appreciation. Again, if you are still asking me, how do I get it? It's simple. When you have a desire, don't see yourself as needing that desire. Place yourself in a state in which you have got that thing. If you don't know how to do that, start by being grateful. If you came to the point where you think you need 450 million naira to do something, the rule is very simple on this level. Imagine having 450 million naira in your bank account right now to do that project. How would you feel? Put yourself in that state. And then before you even open your mouth to speak, I am grateful for the gift of 450 million naira. I am thankful for it. Then apply the principles of liberality. Remember that there are people in life who also are having various projects that they require resources to push. Now, at this point, I remember every human being that has desires, that has requirements to meet certain obligations. I send them positive volition. I send them positive energy. I send them this joy I have in me. This fulfillment I have in me, I send it to them. May their ways be cleared. When you follow this pattern in which you place your mind in the outcome of having that thing, you elevate your frequency so high, and your point of view is so high that you are not at the level of the object of these desires, and you don't meet the roadblocks that are down there. Cruise over them. But when you place your energy at the level of the things, we're now seeing them as some things you want, you start looking at them and wondering how you get this thing. You start praying about them. You are stepping out of your zone as a human being. You are becoming matter. And at the level of matter, you will have to compete for the attention of this other matter. And then that means you have to work hard. You have to enslave yourself to get these things. It will take time. But I would rather that you focused on the time to build that energy, that feeling of this desire fulfilled, than to be doing the other one. It's a matter of minutes in every day, and you will get this. Just sustain that momentum of appreciating that you've got this thing and be thankful for them, because that's actually your real life. Everything you require has been given to you. He has given unto us all that pertain to life and godliness. If your desire is to be pure, is to be righteous, is to be godly, is to be sin-free, mentally understand that God has made you sin-free. When God thinks of you, he doesn't think of you as a sinner. God thinks of you as his own child. As he is, so you are. That's why I love that Sinach song. They say, you made my life so beautiful. And as you are, you have made me here on earth. If God has made you as he is on earth, is God sinful? No. Therefore, place yourself in that state of sinlessness. Run away from preachments that call you a sinner saved by grace. Run away from those nonsense and focus on this simple fact that you are as he is. And all the mystical masters have always said that you have done nothing wrong. All the sins that are in your life, they are product of the mind. And what does the mind work on? I've always said this thing. The mind works on data, programs, beliefs. If you embrace a belief that calls you a sinner, that calls you sick, that calls you poor, that calls you from a low background, that calls you degenerate, you are going to be struggling with that for the rest of your life. Pick programs that are positive. Build your own programs that tell you that you are precious, you are sinful. In fact, forget about sin. It does not even exist. Sin exists in the mind of those who see sin. Poverty exists in the mind of those who see poverty, who feel poor. Sickness exists in the mind of those who feel sick and see sickness. Anger, whatever you want to call it, lusts, they are all in the mind of the lustful. Did you know that your body can be sick, but don't let it enter your mind? Put health in your mind. Your physical environment may lack certain trappings, certain material things. Your bank account may be lean or even empty. You may not have that significant order that you intend to have in your life to fulfill you. But my friend, I'm going to tell you this. Don't let any of these things enter your mind. Don't let them become the basis of your self-appreciation. If you put them into your mind, they become a lack. When the things that you desire come in the form of lack, that is not having, your approach to them will be neediness, and you will approach them with a sort of, sometimes if you are really angry, you could go violent. All of these things force you to function at a lower frequency. Don't be needy. Get it out of your being and focus on gratitude. Be in that state in which you appreciate life for all the things life has given to you. If you don't know how to do that, go back to when you once had things. Go back to each occasions when you had a desire and they were fulfilled, even if it was as far back as when you were a child. Go back there, dwell on it, and be grateful for that simple state, those fulfillments, and then they will be translated. Then that energy will begin to build up inside of you. In that same state of energy build up, positive energy build up, you turn that attention to your present state of need and say, thank you because I have this. I've got this. I relish this. I appreciate this. Be appreciative. This is the challenge of matching the frequency, the energy of the object of your desires. Because if you have a desire and you are in the state of neediness, you see that desire as something that has not been fulfilled, it is going to run in line with other desires you have had in the past that have not been fulfilled. When that is at the back of your mind, what happens is that you create an expectation of what? Of not having it. That expectation of not having it becomes the defining factor of the desire. An expectation is the consequence of your past experiences with desire and their state of being. If you have always had states in which your desires are not fulfilled, when you have a new desire, no matter how boisterous you force yourself to it, as long as your energy is matching with the need to have, you are tying yourself with matter. Therefore, the expectation of the past will become your reality, and which is, I had this desire, it wasn't fulfilled before. The sad thing about expectations is that they are always at the background because they are in the program, they run in the program. You will not be conscious of them. They are the ones that determine what you get. So, to crush these expectations, what should you do? Rise above the needy side of your desires and stay on the appreciation side of your desire, and that will take you to the state of euphoria. Because at the end of the day, what you actually require for your life is energy, high energy, positive energy, beautiful energy, happy energy. Stick to that. It will control the rest. That is as simple as it is. Thank you.